I'm Jessica Johnson, and I'm here with another district update. And today, I have a very, very special guest today. It's Miss Betty Groce. I can't believe I actually got you here. This is so awesome, Miss Betty.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
You're retiring this year.
Yes.
Okay, so how long have you been with Cleveland ISD?
44 years.
Woo, 44 years. That is a long time.
Yes.
How did you get started in Cleveland? What was your very first job?
Well, in 1965-66 school year, I went to work as the doing accounting for state and federal programs for the district.
And you stayed a couple of years?
Yes.
And then you went to be a stay-at-home
mom.
Mm-hmm. Right, okay. And then what happened about 1970?
1970, the district called and asked if I would be willing to come and serve as the accounting person for the entire school district.
Wow. Now, 1970, fast forward 2011. There's a lot of things that are different now than there were in 1970. Tell
Yes.
me, what are some of the changes that you have seen?
First of all, there was, whenever I was working in the beginning, it was journals that you had to write in. You had to list, you had a cash receipts journal, expenditure journal, accounts payable journal, and
In other words, everything was by hand
yes.
in a journal. Oh, I can't even imagine that.
And then you transferred those end of the month totals to a ledger.
Whew.
So we operated under Bulletin 673 whenever I first started. That was 3 account codes.
So that was a budget code.
Yeah.
It was a 3-digit budget code back in the 1970s, right?
Yes.
And how big is the budget code now?
17.
17 digits?
17 digits, yes.
Okay, so do you have like a little cheat sheet that you reference off on?
Oh, no, you learn to remember them.
Okay,
Just
rattle
like-
one out.
Well, like supplies. 199, 11, 63, 99, 0,
Ooh,
0,
that
0,
is just
0,
over my
1,
head. That's
1,
awesome.
11.
And then at the tail end, if it's for a campus, each campus has their own number. Is that
Yes,
correct?
Yes, like high school has 001, 041 for the middle school,
Wow.
102 for North Side, 103 for South Side, 101 for Douglas,
Oh
104
my
for...
gosh, you have them all down. You have all these codes, and then on top of that, if supplies are to go to like a campus, then there are campus code numbers?
Yes, campus code numbers and also program and temp code numbers.
Oh my gosh.
And that's if they're regular program, if they might be compensatory numbers, special programs,
special ed or,
Yes.
you know, you have really
vocational.
learned a lot in your 44 years, have you
Yes.
not?
In the 1970s, I don't remember exactly the year, when we went to Bulletin 679, I chose to be a pilot school for 1 year. To go
Really?
in 1 year earlier,
Now,
to
what
learn.
did that mean, be a pilot
That-
school?
A pilot school means that you go ahead and ask to have your school operate under the new financial coding.
Wow,
And so we did that a year prior to where it was mandated.
very good.
And
And not only did you have to learn all the budget codes and the salary codes and all of those codes, and you went from everything on hand to a software system. I bet that was
Yes.
difficult.
yes, it was.
Now, do you still have the same software system that we had when you first went from everything in the ledger to the software?
No, we went with the Region 4 Center out of Houston, and we did that for a few years, and then they decided not to support that anymore, so we went to EDP. That was out of Tyler, Texas, and they have sold to Tyler Technology, and
Right.
so we went actually from the Region Center to EDP, and now we're with Skyward.
And, you know, some people might ask the question, well, why don't you just stick with one thing? But, you know, I'm going to use the example of textbooks. A lot of publishing companies, the smaller ones get bought up by bigger ones, and as the education things change, they change also.
Yes.
And isn't that what happened with EDP?
Yes, it does. It changes. In fact, EDP was looking at going to a new system since Tyler Technology had bought them out. And so we decided to go ahead and make some choices of having other vendors come in and take a look at
And
others.
didn't they go more into the business corporate world versus, you know, I mean, they went in that direction also, not just staying within education?
They have quite a few school districts. They have probably 100 school districts out of the 1,100 in the state of Texas. It was a member of their association, but they didn't have a large capacity of school districts using their software.
Okay, so you've had to learn a whole lot. Now, I want you to think back on 44 years. What are some memorable moments that you've had?
Well, I've worked under 9 superintendents.
Oh,
so
gosh.
That's been fun. They've all been great, though.
Oh, yes.
I've not had a problem with any of them. They've all
That's good.
done well.
And I bet with every single one of them, they've had their own personalities.
True.
And ways that they want things done.
Yes.
Okay, so about how many folks were there when you started out 44 years ago as far as teachers? Do you remember that?
No, I do not remember that, and I was going to
look it up, but that's
and
okay.
I
That's
forgot
okay.
about that. We've had a busy weekend.
Yes. Well, let me ask you this. How many campuses were there? Did we start with just one?
No, we started out with just the senior high, junior high, and elementary.
Okay.
And then we added North Side. In the beginning, we had Douglas over there also, and then in 1960, late 60s, we put Douglas in with the other campuses.
Great.
And then we built East Side. That was in probably the early 90s or
Very good.
late 80s.
So now you've seen going from 3 campuses to really 6. So
Yes.
you've seen the district grow.
Yes, it has grown.
Yes. So, 44 years, Miss Betty. What are some of your retirement plans? What are you going to do?
Well, I plan to travel a little bit. In fact, I've already got a couple of trips.
Where are you going to go?
I'm going to Scottsdale, Arizona to see my daughter that lives out there and grandchildren.
Ah, okay. That's going to be a fun trip.
Then I'm going to see my sister-in-law that lives in North Carolina.
Very good.
She
Now,
lives just out of Raleigh.
do you have a dream trip?
Oh, yes. I want to go on an Alaskan cruise.
Oh, take me.
Okay, all
I'll
right.
carry your bags.
Okay.
I've heard that's fabulous.
Yes, I have too. And I've really wanted to go on one of those. And
So you're going to start planning a little bit of that?
Yes,
Very good.
yes.
Well, you say you're retiring,
Right.
but I don't think you're going to be far away from Cleveland ISD. I think you're going to be still actively involved because I believe you've got 2 precious grandchildren that still
Yes,
go
I
to
do.
school. Tell me a little bit about your grandchildren.
They're the youngest grandchildren we have. They belong to my son. And Garrett is 8 years old and in the 2nd grade at Northside.
And he did fabulous in the little GT1 Act
Oh.
play.
He loved that play. He was so excited when he started learning the parts. He not only learned his, but he learned all the entire staff's.
I could see that.
Oh.
He was just, and he had his suit on. He was just so professional that night. Such an
Oh,
actor.
thank you.
Did a great job.
And then Carly, she's my 9th grader.
Uh-huh.
And this is her first experience in high school this year, so it's been a little different.
Well,
than
that,
other
high
schools.
school's a scary part especially for parents and grandparents, but we do survive.
And we thought this big school, her coming out here at this big school, she'd get lost, but she says, "Grandmother, I can find my way there." I said, "It's
She loves
okay."
it, doesn't she?
Yeah, she loves this new building.
That's
Yeah.
great. So you're still going to be actively involved.
Yes, I will be.
Okay. Now, there's also a very special celebration that's going to be coming. Tell us a little bit about that to honor you.
On June 1st, the staff at the central office is having a retirement party for me, and I'd like for everyone to come. It's from 3 in the evening till 5 p.m.
Well, I hope everybody comes out to honor you because I cannot tell you how much we appreciate you. 44 years, Miss Betty. That's a long time.
That has been a long time. But it's been good. It's passed fast, and it doesn't seem like it's been that many years.
Well, thank you. Thank you for all that you've done, and you're going to continue to do because you've still got 2 grandchildren
That's
in our
right.
district. So
Right.
thank you so much. And
Thank you for asking.
I really appreciate you being on the show.
Thank you.
you. All right. Like I said, I had a very special guest today, Miss Betty Groce. That's it. That's a wrap. I'll see you next time.